Hello everyone, and welcome to Brain Booster. Today we're diving into a question that's intrigued humanity for ages. Where did the concept of ghosts come from? Now, I couldn't find a definitive answer, but my research led me to an article on, get this, Jankari Kebedie, or as you might know it, Wikipedia. According to the article, religious preachers crafted these spooky tales to guide people onto the right path, or sometimes just to scare them. I'll share the link to that article so you can read it at your leisure. All right, let's move forward. So, ghosts made their grand entry into society. And guess what? Where there's a belief, there's a business. Enter the con artists, those who claimed they could connect you with spirits. For a price, of course. Imagine this. For just $1.25, you could have a face-to-face chat with a loved one who's passed away. Now, you might be thinking, who'd fall for that? Well, hold on. When someone loses a loved one, the grief can be overwhelming. Some people are so heartbroken they'll try anything to feel connected again. So, with this demand for ghosts and spirits, the supply had to keep up. And boy, did people deliver. Con artists, self-proclaimed sages, they were printing money. Then came the writers, spinning chilling ghost stories. Theater artists joined the party, and soon movies brought these spirits to life. And just like that, ghosts and spirits settled right into our culture. But what does science have to say about all this? Let's start with a concept called pareidolia. This is when our brain tries to make sense of random patterns, like seeing a face in the clouds or a shadowy figure on the wall. Scientists say this is one reason people see ghosts. Research shows that the more you try to find meaning in these random patterns, especially if you already believe in the supernatural, the more likely you are to encounter ghostly experiences. In fact, studies by researchers like Jess M. Williams and Mark Belgrove suggest that if you're actively looking for these patterns and believe in ghosts, your chances of seeing them skyrocket by up to 300 times. Don't worry, I'll share the research papers for you to check out. Now let's talk about a wild story from 2024. There's this infamous island in Venice, Italy called Poveglia, supposedly one of the most haunted places on Earth. They say 160,000 people died there, and anyone who visits risks being haunted, or worse, arrested by the police. Legend has it, if you stay past dark, your story ends up in the newspaper the next day. Enter two daring YouTubers who decided to spend the night on Poveglia. Armed with portable radios, CCTV, sound detectors, electromagnetic anomaly detectors, emergency lights, medical kits, you name it, they set out to investigate. But before nightfall, fear got the better of them. They bolted. Later, they claimed in their video they spent 8 to 9 hours there. Total lie. The police caught them, and during interrogation, they spilled the truth. They didn't stay long at all. But here's the kicker. Some strange messages were recorded in their audio. The police, using their authority, made them say on YouTube they found no ghosts. I'll share the video link. Check it out if you're into creepy ruins. This story leaves us with two possibilities. One, maybe something real was covered up. Or two, the police forced them to tell the truth because, let's face it, people will do anything for views. The ghost debate is like this. If you believe, everything's possible. If you don't, nothing is. Here's another angle. Studies show that if a credible source, like a child or a scientist, says ghosts are real, you're more likely to believe it. Why? Kids don't lie, right? Their wild stories feel so pure. And scientists? Well, their logic makes us trust them. Now, let's talk about the white Christmas effect and haunting. Imagine you're in a new place and someone warns you it's haunted. If you already believe in ghosts, you might hear whispers, footsteps, or even your name being called when nothing's there. Picture this, a dark, desolate place, clothes swaying in the wind, shadows dancing, and then a voice, "Where are you?" That's the white Christmas effect. Your mind makes it real. Research backs this up, and I'll share the papers for you to dive into. Scientists also link ghost sightings to things like sleep deprivation, physical and mental fatigue, drug use, epilepsy, and even carbon monoxide poisoning. Yes, high levels of carbon monoxide in a house can mess with your brain, making you see or feel ghostly things. Then there's mold, asbestos, even cockroach infections. Not eating them, mind you, but the illnesses they spread. And no, I'm not talking about China's culinary habits here. Ever wonder why old mansions and castles are ghost central? In places like the US and UK, historically big on grand estates, people report the most ghost sightings. Why? Blame gas heaters. In old, poorly ventilated homes, gas heaters caused incomplete combustion, raising carbon monoxide levels. That's right. Those ghosts might just be bad air. There's an article confirming this. I'll link it for you. Now, Let's say you're poor like me, no heaters, no closed-off mansions, just open windows and a family legacy of poverty. My father's poor, my grandfather's poor, my great-grandfather's poor. You get it. So if ghosts still call out to you in that situation, what's the deal? A research paper called The Physics of False Poltergeists has an answer. Sounds like a creaking door or rattling window can trick your mind into a state of delusion. Even infrasound, too low for us to hear, can make your eyeballs vibrate, making you think someone's watching you. You glance over, nothing's there. A 1998 study, Ghost in the Machine, found a fan producing infrasound was behind daily ghost sightings in a house. Once the fan was gone, so are the ghosts. Machines can be naughty too, huh? Then there's sleep paralysis. You're dreaming, running from a lion, heart pounding. You try to wake up, but your body's frozen. In that moment, hallucinations can make you see ghosts or aliens hovering over you. This is well documented. Links to articles are coming your way. So what's the verdict? Science explains a lot, but it doesn't have all the answers. If ghosts exist, maybe science will prove it one day. But here's the big question. What happens to our soul or energy after we die? That's the topic of our next video. Did you enjoy this spooky ride? There's more to come. All the research papers and articles mentioned are on Vigyan Bichada's WhatsApp page, links in the description and community post. You've been asking for something scary, something thrilling. Well, this is just the start. Next up, we'll explore what science says about life after death. Take a break, and I'll see you in the next video.